Welcome, esteemed gentlemen. The truth may set you free, but lies are the chains most people choose to wear. Lying is an art form for some, a survival tactic for others, and a twisted hobby for the most dangerous. In a world where deception is an everyday currency, the true masters of navigating through this web of lies are not those who expose the lies, but those who remain unaffected by them, Sigma males. These solitary wolves understand that confronting a liar head-on is often a waste of time. They know there's more power in letting the lie collapse under its own weight. Did you know that on average people lie about 1-2 times a day? But for some, that number skyrockets. From the everyday white lie to the narcissist's endless self-promotion, Sigma males encounter all kinds, and they handle each type in ways that will surprise you. Imagine Sherlock Holmes meets a Zen monk with a dash of humor, and you've got the perfect recipe for dealing with liars the Sigma way. Hold tight as we dive into the minds of 10 different types of liars and explore how Sigma males, with their unique mix of cool-headedness and calculated silence, dismantle deception in ways most people only wish they could. Spoiler alert, they rarely break a sweat doing it. Number 1. The attention-seeking liar. The attention-seeking liar thrives on drama. They exaggerate stories, invent achievements, and stretch the truth beyond recognition, all to be the center of attention. For them, the truth isn't as important as being noticed. They want the spotlight, the oohs and ahs, and the admiration of those around them. This type of liar often hopes no one is paying close enough attention to catch the inconsistencies in their stories. They're counting on people being too polite, too distracted, or simply too disengaged to question their version of events. But a Sigma male is anything but disengaged. He sees straight through the theatrics. While others might nod along, half-interested, or even buy into the lies, the Sigma male watches quietly, recognizing the desperation masked as storytelling. His response? Simple. He gives them nothing. No validation, no reaction. He lets their stories sit in the air, unsupported and unmet by the audience they were hoping for. This tactic is devastating for the attention-seeking liar. The Sigma male knows that by ignoring them, he's not just avoiding the drama, he's deflating it. Without an audience, the liar's story starts to lose its power. It's like a magician performing tricks to an empty room. There's no one to be impressed. What's most unsettling for the attention-seeking liar is that the Sigma doesn't expose them or embarrass them. He doesn't need to. He simply refuses to play along. This lack of engagement leaves the liar flailing, desperate for any kind of reaction, but finding none. The beauty of this approach is its subtlety. The liar might even start to unravel on their own, realizing their stories fall flat in the face of someone who simply doesn't care. At number 2, the fear-driven liar. The fear-driven liar operates out of insecurity and self-preservation. They lie not to gain attention or manipulate, but to protect themselves from judgment, criticism, or perceived failure. Their lies are usually small but constant, creating a shield between them and any potential threat to their ego. They might exaggerate their success at work to avoid feeling inadequate or lie about their personal life to seem more together than they really are. It's not about malice. It's about fear of being exposed for who they really are. A Sigma male, however, sees this fear for exactly what it is. Instead of calling out these lies directly or making the person feel cornered, the Sigma remains quiet and observant. He knows that confronting a fear-driven liar will likely only cause them to double down on their falsehoods. They're already scared of being vulnerable, and pushing them too hard will make them retreat further into their lies. So, the Sigma lets them be. He gives them space to unravel their own web. There's an almost surgical precision to this approach. The Sigma male's calm demeanor creates an environment where the liar doesn't feel threatened. It's this lack of aggression or confrontation that causes the liar to start feeling safe enough to stop lying. And here's the twist. Once they stop lying, they often begin to feel exposed anyway. The very shield they've been relying on begins to crack under the weight of their own realization that they were never in danger to begin with. What's brilliant about this strategy is how the Sigma never has to say much. He's like a silent therapist, allowing the liar to work through their own issues without ever directly confronting the lie. It's all done with an effortless cool, leaving the liar to face their own truth. Number 3. The manipulative liar. The manipulative liar doesn't just lie for the sake of it. They lie with a purpose. Every word they bend or twist is meant to steer a situation in their favor, whether it's gaining power, influence, or simply having control over someone else. They're strategic in how they use their lies, often creating a carefully crafted narrative that benefits them. To most people, these lies can seem believable, even harmless, but to a Sigma male, the manipulation is crystal clear from the start. Sigma males have a built-in radar for manipulation. They don't react to the bait that's been laid out for them. The manipulative liar's biggest tool is the reaction they expect to get from their lies. They count on people following the script they've set, whether that's feeling guilty, angry, or sympathetic. But when it comes to a Sigma male, that reaction never comes. He refuses to play along. This drives the manipulator crazy because their entire plan relies on getting a predictable response. Instead of confronting the lie or calling the manipulator out, the Sigma male does something far more subtle. He takes control of the situation by not engaging. He doesn't let the liar push his buttons, and by staying completely neutral, he leaves the manipulator scrambling. They don't know how to adapt to a situation where their lies aren't having the intended effect. The best part? The Sigma male never has to lift a finger to expose the liar. He lets the manipulator overplay their hand, pushing the lie further and further until it collapses under its own weight. All the while, the Sigma male remains calm, unbothered, and one step ahead. It's a masterclass in psychological judo, using the manipulator's own tactics against them without ever breaking a sweat. At number 4, the pathological liar. The pathological liar is in a league of their own. They don't just lie occasionally or for specific reasons. They lie constantly, often without a clear motive. For them, lying has become second nature, so ingrained in their personality that even they might not remember what the truth is anymore. Their lies aren't always about big things either. They could lie about something as trivial as what they had for lunch, simply because that's how they operate. It's compulsive. A Sigma male sees this and knows immediately that confronting a pathological liar is pointless. What's the use of calling out someone who might not even realize they're lying half the time? The Sigma knows there's no winning with someone who has made dishonesty their default setting. Instead, the Sigma's approach is simple: distance and detachment. He recognizes that trying to untangle the web of lies isn't worth his time or energy. A Sigma male's life is about efficiency, and getting caught up in the chaos of a pathological liar is anything but efficient. This doesn't mean the Sigma lets the liar off the hook. He just handles them differently. Rather than getting emotionally invested or trying to set the record straight, he remains indifferent to their stories. The pathological liar, who's used to people either believing their tales or challenging them, finds themselves in an unfamiliar situation. No one cares. The Sigma doesn't react, doesn't engage, and certainly doesn't give the liar the satisfaction of an argument. This quiet indifference frustrates the pathological liar, who thrives on attention, whether positive or negative. Without someone to validate or challenge them, their lies lose all impact. The Sigma male's calm, unshakable approach disarms the liar, leaving them spinning in their own falsehoods without ever having to lift a finger. Number 5, the habitual white liar. The habitual white liar tells small, almost harmless lies regularly. Lies meant to smooth over awkward situations or avoid unnecessary drama. These lies seem innocent enough. I'm running late because of traffic, when really they overslept. Or, I love your new haircut, when they don't. For them, it's all about keeping the peace and making interactions as painless as possible. White lies are like social lubricants to them. They slip out effortlessly and often without a second thought. But a Sigma male? He sees through these white lies with ease. What's interesting, though, is that he doesn't bother to challenge them. Why waste energy confronting someone about trivial things that won't change the course of his day? He understands that these liars aren't trying to manipulate or deceive in any malicious way. They're just trying to avoid discomfort. The Sigma male knows which battles are worth fighting, and this one doesn't even make the list. What the Sigma does, however, is maintain his own sense of truth. He'll never pretend to be impressed by a weak excuse or overly flattering remark. He values authenticity too much to play along with these white lies, but he doesn't need to call them out either. The Sigma's approach is subtle. He might give a knowing nod or a half smile, silently signaling that he's aware of the lie but isn't going to waste time on it. It's almost like an unspoken agreement. I know you're lying, you know you're lying, let's just move on. This approach leaves the habitual white liar in a tricky spot. They realize that their small fabrications don't hold up under the Sigma's calm, clear-eyed scrutiny. Without confrontation, the Sigma simply lets them see the futility of their little lies while he continues moving forward unbothered. Number 6, the self-deluded liar. The self-deluded liar is a tricky one. They lie, not just to others, but primarily to themselves. These people have convinced themselves that their exaggerated version of reality is the truth. They might truly believe they're more successful, more talented, or more respected than they actually are. It's not always about fooling others. They've bought into their own narrative. For them, the lie is a coping mechanism, a way to shield themselves from the disappointments of their real life. A Sigma male instantly recognizes this. He can tell when someone's not lying to manipulate or deceive, but to avoid confronting uncomfortable truths about themselves. The Sigma understands that there's no point in arguing with someone who's so deeply wrapped in their own delusion that they can no longer separate fact from fiction. Instead of trying to tear down their false narrative, the Sigma chooses a different path. Quiet detachment. The Sigma knows that pushing a self-deluded liar to face reality would likely backfire. They'll dig in deeper, cling harder to the lie, and defend it with even more conviction. So the Sigma lets them be. He listens, nods, but never validates or feeds into the delusion. He gives them no reason to defend their version of events because he offers no challenge, no reaction, no fuel for the fire. Over time, this calm indifference can have a powerful effect. Without external reinforcement, the self-deluded liar might start to question their own stories. The lack of engagement from someone as perceptive as a Sigma male can force them to confront what they've been avoiding. It's like watching a balloon deflate slowly. The lies lose their power when no one, especially a Sigma, is playing along. And all the while, the Sigma remains as cool and unshaken as ever, moving through life grounded in truth. Number 7, the strategy liar. The strategic liar is calculated, always thinking a few steps ahead. They lie not impulsively but with purpose, crafting their falsehoods to gain long-term benefits. Whether it's in business, relationships, or social circles, their lies are designed to maneuver situations in their favor. They carefully manipulate facts to control outcomes and stay ahead of the game. They're playing chess while others are playing checkers, thinking they're the smartest person in the room. But when they encounter a Sigma male, the game changes. The Sigma is not easily fooled, and he's not impressed by elaborate schemes. He sees through the strategy almost immediately. But instead of exposing the liar, he takes a more subtle and frankly more effective approach. The Sigma male doesn't need to blow up the whole operation. He just quietly outmaneuvers them. By staying unpredictable, the Sigma male throws the strategic liar off balance. The liar expects a specific reaction to their manipulations, but the Sigma never gives it to them. The liar, who's used to controlling outcomes through their lies, suddenly finds themselves in uncharted waters. The Sigma moves in ways that don't fit the liar's plans. He might agree when they expect resistance or ignore them when they expect attention. He operates on his own terms, and this unpredictability leaves the liar scrambling. What really throws the strategic liar off is that the Sigma male never directly challenges their lies. He doesn't expose them or call them out in public. Instead, he lets the liar overextend themselves, watching as they get caught in their own web. The Sigma's ability to stay calm, detached, and always one step ahead renders the liar's strategy useless. In the end, the strategic liar realizes too late that they've been outplayed by someone who wasn't even playing their game. And number 8, the narcissistic liar. The narcissistic liar is a master of self-deception, crafting lies to feed their inflated sense of importance. They exaggerate their accomplishments, fabricate stories to elevate themselves, and twist the truth to maintain the image of superiority they're desperate to project. For them, the lie is not just about fooling others. It's about protecting their fragile ego from the harsh reality that they aren't as great as they want to be. Narcissists need their lies to stay afloat, like a balloon that constantly needs more air to stay inflated. When they encounter a Sigma male, things don't go as planned. Sigma males don't feed into anyone's ego, least of all a narcissist's. While others may get drawn into the charm and the exaggerated stories, a Sigma simply isn't impressed. He sees right through the facade and, most importantly, doesn't react. No validation, no admiration, no engagement, just a blank stare or a nod. This approach is lethal to a narcissist because they thrive on attention and affirmation. Without it, their lies start to lose power. The Sigma male doesn't bother to confront or argue with them because that would still give the narcissist what they want: attention. Instead, the Sigma quietly withdraws, giving them nothing to work with. It's like cutting off their oxygen supply. And while the narcissist keeps trying to inflate their stories, hoping for some reaction, the Sigma's indifference quietly deflates their ego. The narcissist may try harder, tell bigger lies, but it only becomes more obvious to everyone around them as the Sigma remains unbothered. Over time, the narcissistic liar finds themselves in a losing battle, not because they were exposed, but because the Sigma never played their game in the first place. Number 9. The Victimhood Liars. The victimhood liar spins tales of woe, constantly portraying themselves as the underdog in every situation. Whether they've been wronged at work, mistreated by friends, or dealt a rough hand in life, their narrative is one of perpetual victimization. They seek sympathy and attention, aiming to elicit pity from those around them. In their minds, this strategy is a way to garner support and validation, making them feel important in a world where they often feel powerless. Enter the Sigma male, who can spot this emotional manipulation from a mile away. While others might rush to offer comfort and empathy, the Sigma maintains a safe distance. He recognizes that engaging with the victimhood mentality only serves to reinforce it, feeding into the liar's need for external validation. Instead of offering pity, the Sigma takes a step back, observing the behavior without getting sucked into the drama. By refusing to engage emotionally, the Sigma male effectively neutralizes the victimhood liar's power. They thrive on the attention they receive from their sob stories, and when that attention is withheld, they often become confused and frustrated. Without someone to play the role of the sympathetic listener, their emotional manipulations start to lose their grip. The Sigma knows that the victimhood liar has the power to change their narrative if they choose to take responsibility for their situation. But he also understands that they are not ready for that yet. This lack of emotional engagement from the Sigma can be disarming to the victimhood liar. They may try to escalate their stories or seek out new audiences to gain sympathy, but the Sigma stands firm, unflinching in the face of their theatrics. Over time, the victimhood liar may begin to see that their tactics aren't working, and they might even be forced to confront the reality of their own situation, a place the Sigma male never had to push them toward. He simply let their own behavior reveal the truth. Number 10. The Opportunistic Liar. The opportunistic liar thrives on flexibility, bending the truth to fit whatever situation they find themselves in. They're adept at reading a room, sizing up the people in it, and determining how best to manipulate their words to gain favor or avoid accountability. Whether it's embellishing their role in a project to impress their boss, or shifting blame when things go south, these individuals are always looking for a way to come out on top no matter the cost. Their lies are not about consistency, they're about convenience and self-preservation. Enter the Sigma male, whose unpredictability is a nightmare for the opportunistic liar. The Sigma operates on his own terms and rarely follows predictable patterns. While the liar is busy crafting a story that they think will get them the best outcome, the Sigma remains non-committal and adaptable, keeping the liar guessing. When the opportunistic liar tries to gauge the Sigma's reactions to determine the best angle to take, they find themselves at a loss. The Sigma doesn't provide the feedback they rely on. He doesn't react in the expected ways. This dynamic creates a significant problem for the opportunistic liar. Without a clear understanding of how the Sigma will respond, their plans begin to unravel. They can no longer be sure which version of the truth will work to their advantage. The Sigma's refusal to play along strips the opportunistic liar of the ability to manipulate the situation effectively. Instead of being met with compliance or sympathy, they're faced with a calm, steady presence that refuses to engage in their games. Over time, the opportunistic liar may start to feel disoriented as their usual tactics fail to yield the results they want. They might try to switch strategies mid-conversation, only to find the Sigma's adaptability renders their lies ineffective. The Sigma doesn't confront them. He simply doesn't play the game, allowing the liar to expose their own inconsistencies. Ultimately, the opportunistic liar is left scrambling, realizing that in the world of Sigma males, their calculated deceit is no match for someone who refuses to be boxed in by their expectations. In a world rife with deception, the ability to recognize and navigate different types of liars is a crucial skill, especially for those who embody the qualities of a Sigma male. These individuals stand apart from the crowd, armed with the insight to discern not just the lies but the motivations behind them. Each type of liar, whether the attention seeker, the manipulator, or the opportunist, brings their own brand of chaos to social dynamics. However, the Sigma male's strength lies in his indifference, unpredictability, and emotional detachment, allowing him to remain unshaken by the web of deceit that others weave. By refusing to engage with the lies or conform to the expectations of those who thrive on manipulation, the Sigma male forces these individuals to confront their own shortcomings. Instead of allowing themselves to be entangled in the drama, Sigma males navigate the complexities of human interactions with a quiet confidence and clarity. Their ability to remain adaptable and detached means that they not only protect their own integrity, but also inadvertently challenge others to rise above their own limitations. In the end, it's not just about surviving in a world filled with liars, but about cultivating a sense of self that is immune to the emotional traps set by others. Sigma males show us that the best way to deal with deception is not through confrontation, but through a profound understanding of human nature. They embody a path of resilience and authenticity, reminding us that while lies may be pervasive, truth and integrity will always prevail in the long run. As we navigate our own lives, let us take a page from the Sigma male's book. Approach deception with clarity, remain true to ourselves, and watch as the facades around us begin to crumble. If you enjoyed this exploration of the various types of liars and how Sigma males navigate their complex webs, make sure to subscribe to our channel. There's so much more to uncover about human behavior and social dynamics. By joining our community, you'll gain access to valuable insights and strategies that can empower your interactions. Don't forget to like and share this video with friends who might benefit from it. Your support helps us grow and strengthen our community. Thanks for being part of this journey. Stay tuned for more captivating topics, and remember, understanding the truth is the key to unlocking your potential.